Surrender your exhaustion to God and receive strength in this morning prayer. You opened your eyes, but something inside you did not wake up with the same strength. The body moved, but the weight stayed. The mind started running before your feet even touched the ground. Thoughts began stacking on top of each other faster than you could organize them. And without saying it out loud, you already knew this would not be an easy day. There is a kind of tiredness that sleep does not fix. It sits deeper. It follows you from yesterday into today. It shows up in the silence, in the way you breathe, in the way everything feels just a little harder than it should. You try to push through it because you have responsibilities, people counting on you, things that cannot wait. So you keep going. Even when something inside you is asking for a pause, you never allow yourself to take. And maybe no one around you notices it. Maybe you have learned how to function while carrying more than you should. You answer messages, you show up, you keep things moving. But inside, there is a quiet exhaustion that keeps growing. Not loud enough to stop everything, but strong enough to drain you slowly. What if this moment right now is not random? What if, before this day pulls you in every direction, there is a space where you do not have to pretend to be strong? A space where you are seen exactly as you are, without explaining, without defending, without holding everything together. Stay here for a moment. Do not rush this, because what you are about to do next might change the way this entire day unfolds. You did not wake up at the moment your alarm went off. You woke up long before that, in the middle of thoughts that never slowed down. Your body followed the routine, but your mind was already carrying yesterday forward. There was no clear start, only a continuation of something that never really ended. You move through the morning doing what needs to be done, but something feels delayed inside you, as if your soul is still trying to catch up with your life. You prepare yourself for the day, yet there is a quiet resistance within you that does not feel ready for what is coming. Not because you are weak, but because you have been strong for too long without a real moment to release what you have been holding. There are things you are thinking about that no one else knows. Decisions waiting for you. Pressures you cannot ignore. Responsibilities that do not pause just because you are tired. And even in the middle of all that, you keep going. You keep showing up. You keep carrying it. But something important is happening right now. In this exact moment, before the day fully takes over, you are being given a small space. A space where everything does not need to be solved. A space where you do not need to have answers. A space where you can stop holding everything together, even if just for a few seconds. Do not rush past this, because what you do with this moment will define how you carry everything that comes next. There are moments when everything around you looks normal, but inside something feels distant. Conversations happen, responsibilities move forward, people see you functioning, but none of them can hear what is happening within you. It is a silence that does not come from peace. It comes from holding too much for too long. You learned how to stay quiet about what weighs on you. Not because it disappeared, but because explaining it feels harder than carrying it. So you keep things to yourself. You respond when needed. You move when required. You stay present on the outside, while something inside you slowly withdraws. This silence has a voice, even if no one else hears it. It shows up in the way your thoughts repeat themselves. It appears in the moments when you stare without focus, trying to organize what you feel but finding no clear place to begin. It grows in the spaces between one responsibility and the next, where your mind tries to breathe, but cannot fully rest. And even here, in this unseen place, you are still holding on, still trying to remain steady, still choosing to continue, even when it feels like no one truly sees the effort behind it. But there is something you have not considered yet. What if this silence is not empty? What if, in the place where no one else reaches, there is already a presence that has been listening the entire time? Stay with that thought for a moment, because what comes next will ask you to do something you have not allowed yourself to do in a long time. You have been trying to manage everything as if it all depends on you. Every decision, every outcome, every detail that could go wrong. You hold it in your mind, turning it over again and again, searching for control where there is none. And without noticing, the weight keeps growing. Some of what you are carrying did not start today. It has been building over time. Expectations you placed on yourself, situations you feel responsible for fixing, things that are beyond your reach, yet you keep holding them as if letting go would make everything fall apart. There is a tension that comes from trying to keep everything together. It shows up in your thoughts, in your breathing, in the way your body reacts before you even realize it. You prepare for problems that have not happened yet. You replay moments you cannot change. You carry people, outcomes, and fears that were never yours to control. And still, you keep going. Because stopping feels like losing control. Because letting go feels unfamiliar. Because you have been strong for so long that you no longer remember what it feels like to release the weight. But right now something shifts. Not around you, but within you. There is an invitation in this moment. Not to solve everything, not to fix every situation, but to stop holding what is slowly draining your strength. You do not have to carry it all into this day. Pause here for a second. Because what comes next is not about effort. It is about surrender. There were moments you thought you were completely on your own. Times when you kept going without knowing where the strength was coming from. Days that felt heavier than you could explain, yet somehow you made it through them. Not easily, not without struggle, but you did not stop. You remember those moments. The ones where everything felt uncertain, where answers did not come, where the pressure did not ease. And even then, something kept you moving forward. Not loud, not obvious, but constant. You thought it was just you holding everything together. You thought your effort was the only reason things did not collapse. But there is something you did not see while you were in the middle of it. There was a presence sustaining you in ways you could not measure. There were things that did not break, even when they should have. Situations that did not fall apart, even when they were close. Strength that appeared when you were already at your limit. Not because you forced it, but because you were not as alone as it felt. Even now, as you stand at the beginning of another day, that has not changed. You may feel tired. You may feel stretched beyond what you can handle. But the same presence that carried you through what is behind you is still here in what is ahead. This is where something begins to shift. Not because everything around you is about to change instantly, but because you are about to stop facing it the same way. Stay here for a moment. Because what comes next is where you finally release what you have been holding. Right now, you do not need to find the right words. You do not need to organize your thoughts or explain everything you are feeling. What you have been carrying is already known, even the parts you never said out loud. Take a moment. Slow your breathing. Let your shoulders drop. You have been holding tension without realizing it. You have been trying to stay in control of things that have been exhausting you from the inside out. This is the moment where that changes. God, there is a weight here that has no clear name. It shows up in the silence, in the thoughts that do not stop, in the tiredness that sleep does not remove. It has been carried through days and nights without rest. And now it is being placed in your hands. There are fears that have been kept hidden. Concerns about what might happen next. Situations that feel unstable. Decisions that feel too heavy. This is not being held alone anymore. What cannot be controlled is being released right here. There is also a tiredness that goes beyond the body. A weariness that comes from trying, from enduring, from continuing without seeing immediate change. Strength has been stretched thin. Peace has felt distant. But this moment is not empty. Something is being restored. Bring calm where there is pressure. Bring clarity where there is confusion. Bring rest where there has been constant tension. Let the mind slow down. Let the heart breathe again. Let the weight that has been carried begin to lift, even if it is one piece at a time. Nothing needs to be forced right now. Nothing needs to be rushed. What matters is that what was being held is no longer being held alone. Stay in this moment. Because something is already shifting, even if you cannot fully see it yet. Something has already changed, even if everything around you still looks the same. The difference is not in the circumstances yet. It is in what you are no longer holding the same way. That pressure you woke up with is not sitting in the same place anymore. It has been moved, not completely gone, but no longer resting fully on you. What was once tight inside your chest has begun to loosen. What felt overwhelming has started to lose its grip. You are still here, still standing, still moving forward. But now, there is space inside you that was not there before. Space to think clearly. Space to breathe without tension. Space to face what is ahead without feeling like everything will collapse. This does not mean the day will be easy. It means you will not face it the same way. Because what you released here does not return the same way it came. And what you placed in God's hands does not depend on your strength anymore. As this moment comes to an end, do not rush away from it. Carry this stillness with you. Let it follow you into your next step, into your next decision, into every part of your day. And when the weight tries to return, remember this moment, not as something you watched, but as something you experienced. You are not carrying it alone anymore.